because it will distract you from your game after this. Don't want to do that.
Alright, so I'm Megan Bennett-Burks. I'm going to be game mastering the 6th session of Leaves of Chiaroscuro, Dragons of Venice. I'll have you just go through your character names again really quick, just as a reminder for me, because I mix up your real names and your character names all the time.
Yep. Octavio Mancuso.
And then Keith.
Antonio Abbandonato.
And Liz.
Very dest.
Alright, maybe eventually I'll actually remember them properly. So, you had pursuits of Onarola, but ended up having to let him go. You returned to the scene of the crime, which was the warehouse at the docks, and ended up sneaking and stealing a piece of the Emerald tablet, the second piece of the Emerald tablet that you found so far, from one of the crates that the authorities were taking away. And I believe when we left off at the very, very end, the second fragment of the Emerald tablet had been given to the alchemist. Correct? Am I remembering that all right?
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
All right, so you are back at the safe house then, just kind of chilling for the moment. Vieri does have a party the next day to attend. That is a family function for one of her slightly older relatives is pursuing a girl for marriage. I'm trying to remember his name.
Better him than me.
Yeah, so far no luck setting you up at all. Oh yeah, his name's Durante Esta. De Est. Yeah. And the girl's name is Ginevra. So you guys are kind of chilling.
Alrighty.
But it's late night at this point, so probably wanting to sleep.
Sleep sounds like that might be a good idea. I've had a busy day. I incited a crowd to riot. So, always good day.
You incited a crowd to riot. I robbed the city guard. Normal state of affairs.
Must be Tuesday.
Must be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then you had that the night before you'd had that weird dream. Two of you had the two Lacera.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the night before. Anyways. All right, so you head off to bed and rest. No strange dreams or any incidences take place. And you wake up the next day.
Okay.
Awesome.
Relatively refreshed.
Alrighty. Is this the day of the party?
It is.
Am I going to the party, or am I?
Yeah. Are we going?
I don't know.
You could have them attend as, like, servants or something, but just normally, like, bringing random friends wouldn't be sort of...
Yeah, that was my problem, is in character it doesn't make any sense. Out of character, having other players around is much more fun.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what to do about that.
We're gonna hang out at the stables.
You pretty much just need a reason for them to be doing something practical that would make sense for them to be going along.
Well, what practical things can you two do?
I talk real good. Pretty good in a fight.
Wait, you're an entertainer, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, then he can show up as an entertainer.
Here you go.
I guess Ottavio.
But
I
do you
can
want?
be. Yeah, I can be a stagehand or something for him, or.
Oh wait, you're Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you two can work that out, or you can be, I don't know, something.
A bodyguard and
Mary's like, you're terribly entertaining, but I really can't afford to be horribly embarrassed.
No promises.
Entertaining.
But a
So you-
stagehand for the entertainer would make sense, I suppose.
Being that I use my Aperion powers, is that going to be a problem or no?
Well, your father, Vieri's father, is a patron of magic, so
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
it would actually make sense to have a mage.
Yeah, and given the mage I got through him was a what was he? He was, he was a Therion, wasn't he?
a Therian.
Yeah.
So it's. I'm presuming the family knows my father is a supporter of magic and the arts and has non-human acquaintances.
Absolutely. Yes.
Therefore,
He wouldn't necessarily always approve, but he does, and it's kind of just expected.
Right. So therefore, it's not like you're being invited to entertain at a Blood of Adam party.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would go really well if you count, the lynching at the end being further entertaining.
Well, if I'm going to entertain at this party, I'm going to need some props. So I need to go shopping
All right.
for some fancy cloth, real colorful cloth.
You know what's crazy? The blinds are closed.
And it's still really super bright.
Yeah. I just looked. I was like, man, I better close the blinds. No, wait, they're closed already. Let me.
At certain times of day, light through those will get blinding. I had to put extra cloth over my blinds so that they wouldn't do that. Of course, now it's just really dark other than that light behind me that's glaring. So you head into town to buy cloth?
Yes.
All right.
I guess I'll go with him.
Okay. So you both head into town. It's pretty easy to find a clothier that has some just raw cloth that they would sell.
Okay.
It's not turned into
I
anything.
get some like oranges and blues and greens.
Yeah. Easily enough.
Small scraps actually. Wouldn't be like a full bolt of anything. But,
Oh, so stuff that they're getting rid of pretty much.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they say you can take this off our hands and hand you a bunch of different colors. It's cloth, but it's bright and colorful. There are blues and reds, but no purples. You will notice.
Okay.
They actually charge quite a bit for that.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get rid of even the scraps.
Yeah. That's fine. And I'll ask them if they have any thread.
They do. Make a resources check, actually. It doesn't have to be very good. You can just roll straight dice without anything added if you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have anything. But I do have that bonus that you gave me a long time ago.
I would suggest against worrying about spending that much on cloth.
Okay, yeah.
But if you just want to make a straight up roll, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, -1.
They give you a little bit, but it's like, I don't even know if this is enough.
Okay. Hopefully Vieri might have some.
Yeah, I'm the money bags of the party.
Yeah.
Not
That's-
money,
that's-
but just
I've-
thread.
I've often found that making rich characters with statted resources, that's your role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, that's what it's there for, right? You have the points in magic for the party. I have the points in money for the party.
Yeah.
Shall I just make my resources roll and see if I can supply him with some thread?
See, you already have a resources rating, so I'm not even going to make you roll.
Yeah, actually, resources is, I think, my best stat.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it for thread. It's just that he's kind of dirt poor.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
contacts is my best stat. Resources is +3.
So yeah, you have access to that pretty easily in large amounts.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to basically gather up some small pebbles and put them in the cloth and then fold the cloth kind of into a bird shape and then like sew it all together so it stays together. But it has a little weight, but nothing.
I watch curiously.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is like my childhood.
That's right. It is actually. It kind of makes you remember things fondly.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your preparations, and the party is in Mestre, which is part of the mainland Venetian Republic.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very wealthy area. Mostly humans, but there are known to be Lacerta and Nephilim nobles there. Some Apeiron, no Therian, really, except for that some of them keep them as servants.
Okay.
Well, see, you fit right in.
Great.
Pretty much.
I will put on some good clothing.
Alright. Cool, so you guys all dress appropriately, I imagine?
Yes, I look all fancy.
You especially. The others, it might seem a little bit like they're trying hard.
Yeah.
They're not quite there, but they're giving it a shot.
I'm the stagehand for the I'm the stagehand for the entertainer, so I'm dressed like a roadie.
You're carrying the birds.
I'm carrying the birds. That's right.
The fake birds.
Yep.
Are they fake birds, not real ones?
Yeah, they're made out of cloth.
Yeah, colorful.
Oh.
So it's just something to juggle,
Gotcha.
So do you guys make your way to
Now,
Mestre?
I have to admit, juggling live birds would be really, really impressive.
Yeah.
That would be so awesome.
Chickens, I guess. Juggle chickens.
Yeah.
Little hummingbirds.
Unfortunately, the amount of wind that would probably cause some damage to the house. So.
Yeah. It'd be even worse if you try juggling turkeys. Oh no. So is there anything else that you guys attend to before you head off to Mestre?
I'm just going to make sure everything looks tight where we are. See if the alchemist needs anything before we go. That the guards are sure to be on guard. That sort of thing.
All he asks for is lunch.
I'm sure I can supply him with lunch.
And for that, he's grateful. And then he returns to his lab. Alright, so you head to the mainland. Mestre, again, it's very nice. Little region that's mostly noble villas, summer homes, and that sort of thing. There is a small market and people going about their days, and various villas that are very, very nice. Mostly a little more dainty than what you would see for if they were living there year-round. You make your way to where this party is taking place, and it actually is one of the larger villas. You see that there's already people pouring in, nobles and their servants, and you recognize Isabella in particular, who is a patron of the arts. She is your aunt.
Actually, Octavia would probably know her by sight.
Would I?
Well, possibly, or at least heard of her. I mean, she was... Remember, I told several of my buddies who are from Wales and Great Britain my character's name, Vieri Dast, and the first thing they said was, is he any relation to Isabella?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So,
patron of the arts and poets and whatnot. So, yeah, you would have heard of her. She'd be someone you'd want to impress.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to compel your aspect.
She actually patronized Da Vinci and, a whole bunch of people.
Entertaining crusader for the downtrodden. She's obviously not downtrodden, but she's a person you really want to entertain. I'll give you a fate point if you try to impress her.
Okay.
If you need a point.
Tell me, is she wearing her hair really up? She got a wig on? Does she have a fancy hat on?
She has a fancy hat on, and her hair is all done up.
Awesome. Great.
Yep. Uh-oh. She has some other artists and obvious musicians in her attendance at the moment who are fawning over her.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to steal her hat.
Oh,
Let's steal.
So you enter.
Become a prop.
You're greeted and offered wine immediately. The two individuals you have with you are pointed out to where the artists and whatnot are all sort of waiting and setting up. However, it's made clear they are allowed to mingle if they so desire.
That sounds lovely.
You see your father, who is busy communicating with an older man.
Oh, not just talking, they're actually communicating.
Well, they might just be talking. It's hard to tell. Often in these events, there's a lot of talking and not a whole lot of communicating.
I know. I suppose it would be appropriate if I went and began the evening by paying greetings to my father, so that's where I'll go.
I will be sampling the vino.
I'll be looking for food.
All right, there's lots. Little cheeses, bread, salamis, and just all kinds of stuff. It's good. So you head over to your father. He pardons the individual he's talking to and greets you and says, Fieri, I'm so glad you could make it.
How could I refuse?
I see you have brought two individuals that you've been spending much time with as of late with you.
I find them to be very entertaining. Hopefully they shall provide entertainment to everyone here as well.
Excellent, excellent. If they show off too much, Isabella might snatch them up from you, though.
I suspect that Tavio might not find that too distressing.
He smiles and gives a little laugh.
He did seem rather taken with her.
He says, well, look at the followers she has amassed already.
Yeah.
I think a fair amount of competition.
Well, I shall wish him luck, I suppose.
He says, I have others that I must greet, of course.
Very well.
And he bids you adieu and heads off towards somebody else.
All right.
Conversation.
I'll mingle.
You mingle a bit? Okay. Yeah, they do a lot of small talk, and some of them recognize who you are and say, you're the son of the Duke, and a lot of them don't recognize you, though. Others are enraptured in some conversation or other with a person that they seem infatuated with.
Well, I'm likely being snubbed as well.
Yeah, some people snub you. And sometimes it's hard to tell if they just don't recognize you or if they're doing just that.
Yeah. So unless something particularly draws my attention, I'll eventually meander back towards the other two.
Okay, so Octavio, what are you doing? You see that there's one loop clear that is really trying to shred and show off.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the ladies around him are exceptionally impressed. Some of the other artists are kind of snubbing him.
Does he have long hair?
He does.
Does he have a wig on?
He does. It's definitely a long hair wig.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to end well.
Nobody's going to be holding onto their hair or hats by the end of this.
Yeah.
But it's going to be awesome to watch.
He really needs an aspect that involves headgear. I'm just saying.
Or a stunt.
No hat shall go
A stunt that gives them a +2 to make people lose their hair or their hats.
Yeah. I will.
Wait a minute. Mark, what did you just say? No hat shall go untouched?
Yes.
That sounds like an aspect to me.
It does.
I think you just got your miscellaneous aspect.
So, I'll use my magic and basically use a puff of air to kind of not blow his wig off, but just tilt it to one side.
Okay, make a magicka check. I'm going to see if he can maintain his composure.
Okay. Uh,
You're muted.
Am
Keith?
I?
No,
Oh.
Keith. Keith is muted.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid stray
Okay.
Oh,
audio
okay.
when I'm not live.
So
Gotcha.
Mark, he ends up trying to like keep it on without making it obvious that anything is happening. He ends up sort of awkwardly losing his composure a little bit in his balance.
and what's the response from the ladies?
Some of them kind of giggle. They find it humorous. One of them looks at you, noticing that you're the one making gestures a bit.
Yeah.
Kind of blushes and laughs.
So I'll just raise my glass of wine and nod to her and take a sip.
She raises hers and toasts to you.
And I give her a bow.
She seems to be pleased. So, pretty soon after some time goes by, people mingle, they entertain each other a bit. You hear a woman's voice presenting the performances are going to begin and calls forth the lute player first. So he exits, trying not to look remotely embarrassed and sort of getting himself all settled. His feathers unruffled, and he goes out and starts to play a song. Soon a few women who are dressed like dancers, are very much dancers. They begin to dance to his tune. They're clearly professionally trained. After they are done, they call forth a mage, another mage, who begins to weave illusions of basically two noble houses combating one another.
Okay.
That's an
You-
inauspicious display for such an occasion.
Yeah, make I'm gonna say a empathy check. It's impressive and people are cheering. After this, there's a vision he creates of a knight and a dragon fighting.
Oh, this
Is
does
that
not
too-
sound good.
To all of us, or?
To you, just you, Vieri. I'm gonna say.
+4.
+4. This is more than just entertainment. It looks like entertainment to everybody else, but it's sort of, there's a little bit of a threat intermingled in it.
How's the audience reacting?
They're cheering, most of them. There's a few at the Dragon whom are cheering extra hard, and others that are kind of like, yeah, we don't like this. We don't approve of this.
Does Vieri know the two houses that were represented?
They don't have any symbols or anything to make it obvious who they are. He genericized it, definitely.
No magical threat, just a visual cue type
Just a
threat.
visual sort of fencing, you could say.
Did I happen to see who his patron is?
He's another one that's apparently trying to impress Isabella, from what you've sort of heard. But I guess you could say he sort of has her as a patron, but not really. Like, she said, sure, you can come along, and basically, I'll see if you're good enough.
All right, I'm gonna wander over to Isabella then. Out of curiosity, because I can't happen to remember, what is her age relative to mine at this point?
You're 24?
I believe so.
She actually is your same age.
Ah, so we probably are passingly familiar with each other.
Yeah.
Since she's what, my aunt or something?
She is your aunt, yeah.
All right. I'm going to wander over her way.
Okay.
Can I get to talk to her, or is she surrounded by her gaggle of admirers?
She's always surrounded by her gaggle of admirers.
Can I sort of push my way through?
You can, yes.
So I'll go up to her and I will say, did he come with you?
She says, "Come with? No. He came on his own, but he was given an invitation. He wanted to try out, I suppose."
And how are you finding his talents?
"He's talented enough. Mage is a rare thing to come by, but I do not know if I like his subject matter."
Yes, I'm finding his sense of taste to be questionable.
"Yes."
A rather important thing when one wishes to entertain at such events.
She says, "Dear, you are quite right. It is not altogether appropriate, but most people are just not getting it."
Yes, that in itself is rather disturbing, I must admit.
She says, "A lot of them just do not see that there is more to art underneath the surface. Fools." She says, "In any case, I do not think I can patronize someone who tries to slip such subtle insults within their art. At least not in a way that is not an appropriate event for such."
Yeah. I happen to agree with you.
She smiles. "It is good to know that you have some taste."
You are possessed of much taste and wisdom. Do I call her aunt? Or just...
Yeah, probably. You might call her by her, what would her position be at this point? I don't know is the problem. So it's probably not proper, but I'm going to say it is anyways. Just because.
Does she have a title?
She does, I just don't know what it is at the moment.
Well, calling her aunt is probably what Veery wants to do if it's not inappropriate to do so.
I'm going to say, yeah, it's not.
Okay. Then he'll say, I'm once again I'm once again impressed by your vision and wisdom, aunt.
She says, "Well, you brought a few entertainers along with you, did you not?"
I did. Well, just one in his stagehand. I hope that he proves much more entertaining.
She smiles. "Well, he will be last, of course, because all my entertainers are already situated at the front of the line, shall we say, but I will stay and watch him."
That's to be expected, and I thank you for your forbearance in giving him a chance.
To a fight. Yes.
There are those who might find that entertaining.
Yeah, there really are. Maybe not appropriate, but entertaining. So, all the performers complete except for Ottavio, and then he is called up on stage.
I set you a great stage. Go, man, go.
Yeah, so describe your performance.
Basically, I'll start out with like for the birds.
Mm-hmm.
I just toss them up into the air and then kind of catch them with my magic, and just start spinning them in a circle, kind of like a Ferris wheel.
Nice.
Going around and around and around, up and down, up and around, up and around. And then I basically flatten them out and then put them over the... I pick some girls in the crowd. The one girl that smiled at me. And I'll spin them around her head, you know. So they're flying around above her head. And then I'll widen it out to the whole group, and then there'll be like 3 of them spinning around in a circle, and then the one will be going up and down in the middle. And then I'll bring them in and say to the lady, what's her name again? Lady
Isabella.
Isabella. Lady Isabella, if you may, your hat, please.
She hesitates for a while, but then she smiles and hands it to you.
All right, I take it. I was going to try to do it by magic, but that could go very bad with a bad dice roll. So I take her hat and I toss it into the air.
Okay, I'm gonna have
catch
you
it.
roll art performance,
Okay.
and then I'll let you finish describing what happens based on that.
All right.
And remember, I compelled you to do this, so you do have an extra
Yeah.
fate if you want to spend it.
Okay.
That's really good, though.
Yeah. So I take her hat and just kind of spin it, start spinning faster and faster, around and around and around. And then I kind of basically, so it's instead of spinning flat, like it would be like sitting on the ground, just going around and around, I spin it the other way. So it's tossing and turning, and then I slow it down and bring it down on top of her head.
She claps and smiles and says, "Vera, you do have impressive friends amongst the artists of Venice."
I thank you. I found them to be quite enjoyable.
I take a deep bow. My lady, thank you.
And she smiles and blushes slightly before
I'm certain.
returning to the crowd.
I'm certain if you can have the interest, he would be delighted to hear your compliments himself. Or I can pass them along if you do not find such things preferable or appropriate.
She approaches you and says, "Very impressive, young man. Very impressive indeed.
Thank you, my lady.
Perhaps you may need to come to my court at some point."
It would be an honor.
She says, "Well, expect a letter from me at some point."
As you wish, my lady.
Smiles and sort of disappears into the crowd with her gaggle of followers.
Okay.
And how many of those gaggle of followers are looking daggers at at him?
Yeah.
A number.
A
number.
powerful patron, a gaggle of enemies.
Yeah.
So do I get her as a contact or?
Yeah. You can occasionally call upon her, but you're gonna have to definitely work her more. But yeah, she's a potential contact for you and for Vieri. Vieri's gonna be better at calling upon her, though.
Well, what could probably happen is he could want to contact her, and I can send along the message.
Yeah, that
would ensure it went through her guards or whatever.
Yeah.
So most of the crowd disperses, returning to eating and drinking more, and speaking with their various cohorts and allies. No fights have really broken out yet that you can see. But I'm assuming
sad face.
you return into the house.
Is that loot player still around?
You don't see him at the moment.
Okay. Dang it.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that mage.
Okay.
Actually, first I'm gonna go find my father.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So you ask around looking for your father. He's went upstairs somewhere, from what you've gleaned.
All right. Then I'll just go return to keeping an eye on the mage.
Okay.
I'd rather not leave him without an eye on him.
I'll join.
You'll join me in watching the mage.
Yeah, I have to stand there drinking wine,
Hopefully that I can do it subtly.
eating some cheese.
So the mage sort of appears out of nowhere, almost as if he had this suspicion he was being looked for. He looks at Ottavio and says, "Impressive performance, good sir."
Thank you. Yours is interesting as well.
He sort of gives us a smile. It looks it's sort of unnerving to you that he smiles back.
I must say, I have the interest in knowing where you drew your inspiration.
Oh, well, there are many tales of battles between the great houses. Florence had the Pazzi and the Medici. That was a prime inspiration.
I see. I more meant what inspired the subject matter.
Why did you not like it? It seems like an appropriate subject matter for a house of nobles who surely want to squash their rivals, do they not?
I suppose at times, but I provided neither praise nor denigration, simply an interest in the thoughts behind the performance.
He seems like he sort of does, almost he's hesitating, snapping at you whenever you ask questions.
Tell me,
There's
friend.
something of a snake about him.
What?
There's something of a snake about him, for sure.
Tell me, friend. Were you in Florence as of late?
He says, "Oh no, I have not attended that region for quite some time. I have settled here for the time being."
Then why choose Florence?
He says, "Oh, well, why not? Their noble houses are great and well known, and they have conflicts that are infamous."
I believe I missed your name.
He says, "Giacomo."
Have I ever heard of him?
Let's see if I can come up with a last name. I'm going to say his last name is Guarnido, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing very wrong. You have not heard of him or his family name at all. So yeah, he's not familiar to you. He's just kind of a suspicious fellow, I suppose.
Well, I am Fieri d'Este. Actually, I would say I'm Lord Fieri d'Este. This is, and I'll introduce the two of you. Or are you not here? I know I'm with you, but is Keith here?
Or did he go off eating?
I think I'm still checking out the buffet table.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's eating. He's got the appetite of a dragon.
Or which is very similar to the appetite of a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
So, I tell him I'm Octavio Mancuso.
He nods and says, "Well, it is pleasant to meet you. I best be off for now."
Indeed.
On all the line that they have, after all. And so he sort of goes off. You can make notice checks.
I failed that.
Okay.
I'm not very perceptive.
Just a second.
I think I failed every notice check since the game began.
I did not fail.
You did not fail, no. Oddly, it seems like he's talking to someone, but there's no one there. It's almost like he's sort of muttering to himself, but as if he thinks that he's talking to somebody else. You don't really catch what he's saying precisely, though.
I whisper to Vieri. That fellow is suspicious, to be sure. He's speaking to somebody, but unsure what.
Yes, I'm rather disquieted by him myself. I'll have to see if anyone knows more about him.
Perhaps find out where he's staying.
Yeah. I suspect my father might be the best person to ask on that. But I'm not. There's nothing to be done for the moment, at least.
I'm going to try to
I
catch.
so wish I was there.
I'm going to try to catch Antonio's. Can I see Antonio across the room?
Yeah, you can see him scarfing at the tables.
And I'll try to catch his attention.
I guess it's not hard.
Yeah, I look up and it's like you can with I got like half a chicken wing, half a chicken leg, and then I look up going, well,
And I kind of glance over to the other guy.
Um, and I'm going to pick up a glass of wine.
Your kindred spirits. Clearly, you must understand everything instantly.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to pick up a glass of wine and wander over there and go, what?
And you're doing that to the guy or to?
No, to
Octavio?
Octavio.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, that fellow, the mage. He's most likely trouble.
What do you think so?
At the very least, he's very suspicious, and both me and Vieri do not like some of the things that he had to say. His subject matter and his performance was lacking, to say the least.
I really wasn't paying attention to his performance.
I noticed.
There's really good food here.
Yeah.
It's so much, and it's good, and it's free.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if I'm
Honestly,
a good
that's
roadie
pretty
or
much
not.
why I ever go to parties.
Mhm.
Free food.
Yeah.
I'm sure a great many of the artists and their servants are chowing down.
That's exactly what they do.
So
And I'll put I put my hand on Antonio's shoulder and I say, "My friend,
Hmm?
would you mind act a bit tipsy and have an accident with him?"
No worries. And I kind of take my glass of wine, I walk over to him, and I kind of trip and spill the wine in his general direction.
Oh God.
But it goes out in an arc.
God. He's gonna try to dodge out of the way.
Oh God.
Well, I'm kind of metagaming here a little bit. The reason for an arc is if there's someone nearby who happens to be invisible,
Oh, yeah.
maybe the wine will splash on them, and we will see something unusual happen in the pattern when they wine. I apologize for the metagaming a bit.
No problem. I'm gonna have you roll an attack with wine as your weapon.
That is awesome.
He'll probably fail, but you might get a too.
I got a +4.
Oh, you got a great. You splashed just him in the immediate area around him without getting anybody you didn't want to.
Yeah.
He sort of glares at you and says "drunkards" under his breath, and
I
starts
hold my
sort
wine
of.
like a 17-year-old.
He looks around to see if anybody else is noticing him, and realizing, oh, probably just the drunkard. He starts to sort of slowly make his way upstairs.
Okay. And I don't suppose the spray of wine there wasn't like a break in the pattern, where there might
No, there wasn't, but it definitely hit him.
Okay, well.
Appropriate place for a guest to be?
Not really.
Didn't think so.
That's where my father went, though, right?
Yeah, you've only noticed some of the nobles that are direct family members have gone that way.
I'm
All right.
also suspicious that if there were if someone were to, let's say, shall we have a private rendezvous of the carnal nature, upstairs is where such a rendezvous would happen.
No, that's likely not upstairs.
Oh, okay.
It's likely another wing or out in the gardens or something.
Okay.
Yeah, out in the stables.
Yeah.
You want you want a place where you can have a reasonable excuse for wandering and make a quick getaway. Upstairs is not the place for that.
Not real.
Okay.
Unless you're really, really drunk, and then that's an excuse for a lot of things.
But he's going upstairs. My father went upstairs. I'm a family member. I'm going upstairs too.
Okay. So you begin heading out there. He's
Are
made
we
his way
coming
up.
along?
Well, I'm gonna head to the bottom of the stairs
Okay.
and just kind of casually stand there and
So the two
listen.
For the moment, it's probably the best if you two stayed in the vicinity of the bottom of the stairs rather than coming up with me.
Okay, well,
Alright.
in that case, I'm gonna go grab another chicken leg and then come back to the bottom of the stairs.
Octavio just shakes his head.
He's a carnivore. He's a very large predator. He needs his protein.
It's true. He's only cold-blooded some of the time, too, so you got that sort of crazy metabolism shift going. So you make your way up the stairs. The mage and you both pause, hearing a commotion coming from a room. The mage sort of approaches and looks in, and then backs away quickly. He sees you unless you are ducking into something to hide.
No, I'm going to look in the door too when I hear the commotion.
Okay. Well, he sees you. A look of panic gets on his face, and he suddenly turns into a finch, like a little feathery finch, and begins to try to dart over your head.
Whoa.
Like he's getting away from whatever is in that room in a panic.
I'm going to throw something at him.
Okay. You just, like, grab, what do you grab to throw?
A candlestick?
Oh, okay, there you go. Make an attack.
I don't actually have throwing, so I'm
Vieri in the
miss
hallway
him.
with a candlestick.
Yes!
He only got a 2, so.
What?
He only got a 2 to dart away as a finch, so.
That would be throwing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have throwing, so I'm not likely to beat a 2. In fact, I tied with a 2.
Okay. So you could get a boost to try to attack him again, but the finch narrowly dodges aside, letting out a little cheep as it does, and it continues quickly rushing towards downstairs to get away.
Now, is this mage an Empyrean?
He looks human. He could be a Pyron, but you're going to try to psychically communicate with him?
Well, I just want to sense him if he...
You don't think that he is.
Okay.
I'm going to call out to these two, hoping that they hear me. Not loud enough to be shouting and heard throughout the house, but you know what I mean? Catch the finch or something like that, and then I'm going to go into the room that caused the panic.
Make notice checks, because it is a bit far away to actually hear.
Alright. Okay. Let's see. What is my skill here?
Especially if he's not yelling.
+2.
You hear.
And I guess I got an F+1. I don't know if I hear or not.
No, you don't hear it. So, Mark, you hear, and then you see a little brown, tiny bird darting towards you, trying to get out the door.
I just clap my hands and then throw them up and just blast it with a gust of air.
All right, it's going to try to dodge.
So that's
Magicka,
right?
Mm-hmm. So you end up blasting the bird. It falls on the floor, having a very hard time regaining its ability to fly.
Whereupon I look, I still got the chicken leg in my mouth. I look down at the bird, the floor, going, snack?
And I'll just say, don't eat it. Grab it.
What's in the room?
Oh God! In the room, there's a large, angry-looking black dragon. Well, by large, it's large for a Lacerta. It's a little bit bulkier than most of them would be. And there is a man who looks like he's been burned up by some manner of necrotic energy. He's wearing, honestly, you just kind of envision Black Assassin's Creed clothing, but it's also been sort of rotted away. And the dragon looks at you and snarls and begins to back away.
This is unexpected. It looks like an assassin on the floor.
Yeah. The dragon does have some signs of being wounded.
By a knife? By what?
By a dagger, which you can see the assassin has dropped.
All right. Um, I'll kind of hold up my hand in a non-threatening way, and I'll say that's. I'll shut the door behind me first. You look injured. I suspect you should perhaps pause to consider your actions rather than. I'm not a threat here. All right.
The black dragon snarls, and then it tries to lunge through a window that is way too small for it. But let's see if it damages the structure getting out. It does not, so it's ended up just wounding itself more by bashing its way into the window.
Does it get out though?
No, but it damages things in itself. It's too big to fit through the window.
Did it seem maddened, or does it just seem like it wants to just get away?
It seems like it just wants to get away. It just does not want to be here one bit.
Can you fit out the window if the window is opened?
It looks and says, maybe with another good push.
Let's not draw any more attention to your plight. Let me help you.
It looks and sort of cocks its head and says, very well.
Vieri is working under the assumption that it's a guest here. So.
Could be.
What?
Could be.
He'll, because the dead guy looks like an assassin, right?
He really does.
Can I recognize the dead guy?
Make a notice check.
Oh boy, my best stat.
Or investigation, actually, would make.
I don't have that one either.
So it doesn't
As long as it's not my dad, that's really all I care about. I got a +1. I'm pondering if I want to add to that or re-roll it. What do you guys think? Taking a poll from the other fellow party members.
What's the question?
Yeah.
How important is it for me to try and ensure that I recognize the dead guy here?
I think someone will eventually recognize the dead guy.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if it's someone I know, I don't want to let the dragon out. But all right, okay, then I'll go with my gut response, and I'll open the window for the dragon.
Okay.
And
The
meanwhile,
dragon-
I say to Octavia, "You sure I can't eat the finch?"
That might be a very bad idea. It's probably magical.
The dragon what?
The dragon lunges out of the window, damaging the area of the wall around it, and goes flying out.
All right, then I'm going to open the door, go out, and call an alarm.
Okay. So yeah.
Oh wait, did I recognize the dead guy?
No, you didn't.
Okay. I'm assuming.
He doesn't have any like obvious symbols on him or anything that you can see, and his face doesn't look familiar once you examine it.
I'll give him a quick search, and then I'll open the door and call an alarm.
All right. So you call it an alarm. People pretty quickly are asking, "What's going on?" And you you're debating eating.
And
Whose
once you
house-
know,
whose
once the
house-
alarm-
Actually, whose house is this?
It is. You know what? I'm gonna say that it's. Who's the head of the family in Ferrara at this time? Do you know? If not, we'll just say it's whoever that is.
Yeah, I should know this, but let me tab. Oh wait, if I tab out, I'm gonna.
wrote it down, but I failed to write it down apparently, or I'm not seeing it now.
Yeah, I lost my phone. What did I do with my phone so I can search on it? Because if I tab out of this, remember I lose the window every time.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I know what I'll do. I'll just shrink. There we go. Okay.
I'm kind of curious what using a Chromebook is like.
I really like it a lot usually. It's the problem is it's sometimes close enough to a computer that sometimes I get kind of confused with it when it's not actually.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Because it has some differences to it. It's great for things like this because I can be here gaming with you guys while my husband is up on his conference calls.
Yeah.
Actually, I think currently that would be Isabella.
Okay, so she actually owns the house then.
She was regent of Mantua during the absence of her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, that caused a problem with them. It's
Yeah,
so,
well,
yeah.
she has a lot more control than most noble women do, from what I know.
Yeah.
I think she even fought and did swordplay and that sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, if she's the one I'm thinking of, it caused a problem because people, when her husband came back from exile, I believe right now he's in exile, people said that she was a better ruler than he was.
Yeah.
And that really hurt his pride.
I can imagine so. Yeah. So I'll tell you, just look, I didn't do it, and runs upstairs.
All right. So actually, no. That's. I'm not calling a general alarm. What I'm doing is going out as I realize. Wait, I know the person who owns this house. That would be stupid.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a page or a footman or one of the servants. There's probably going to be some wandering the halls,
Okay.
and tell him that I urgently require the presence of my aunt, the mistress of the house.
All right. So there is a servant wandering around, who's sort of just trying to attend to guests' demands at the moment.
Right. So I'll flag him over and I'll say, please. Actually, I'll write out a note and I'll hand it to him.
Okay.
Deliver this immediately to my aunt.
Yes, sir. And he nods and heads off.
I'll tell her that I apologize for the urgent summons, but please discreetly make her way up. There's a problem she needs to deal with.
No.
Keith, what are you guys doing then?
Well, one, I'm gonna be looking at this chicken leg that is now depressingly doesn't have any meat on it anymore.
No.
And when I see the servant with the note come downstairs,
I'm going to stop him before he hits the stairs, and remember, I should tell you two to come up as well. So I'll call him back, give him a note to give to you two.
Okay.
Bring the bird! That's what it's going to say, bring the bird.
Okay.
and while he hands the note to Octavio, I'm going to hand him the chicken leg.
He looks at you and gives you an odd look, like, what am I supposed to do with this?
I could throw it in the corner.
He says, no, I will take care of it. And he's walking off.
And I grab Antonio by the shoulder and kind of guide him upstairs.
Who's got the finch?
You do.
I got the finch. Okay, I got the finch, and I'm.
Yep.
The finch is constantly struggling and making angry cheeps. So yeah, you see the room, which was it's a guest room. There's damage to the physical structure of the room where the window was, and assassin, for lack of a better word, lying on the ground dead.
There he is standing in the middle of the room. There's an electrocuted dead guy and a damaged window, as though something very large had rammed into it.
The dead guy's clothes look like they're rotting, and his flesh looks necrotized.
Well, I'm going to look at the damage and go, and I didn't do it.
Nope. And you didn't do it.
But there's a vaguely disappointed note in what I say.
Did you catch the bird?
Antonio, give it to
And
her.
I hold up the bird, going.
It tries to bite you, but its bites are like the least painful things that you can think of.
I would take care with that, as I believe that is our friend, the mage.
Wait, it's a Salati?
Either that or it's a very well done decoy.
Glad I didn't eat it.
I told you.
I have summoned my aunt. I suspect she will want to see this.
So eventually Isabella arrives upstairs and looks around and says, "Who destroyed my house? Who is that?"
I'm uncertain. I'll shut the door. Does she come by herself?
She does. Well, no, she would have one guard with her, actually.
Okay. I came up the stairs looking for my father and came upon that mage we were discussing, fleeing this room with this here.
She says, "Can I have it?" The finch? That's what you were pointing out, right?
No,
Yeah.
the dead body.
Oh, the dead body. Okay, she kind of just notices the bird and thinks it's a little odd, but not much of it then. She turns to her guard and says, "Mind making it so I can see his face better?" And he does so, and she looks and says, "I don't recognize him," and then she begins to look around the room a bit.
And I'll go, I'm told this is the mage. They won't let me eat it.
She says, "That's probably a good thing."
Yeah, when he saw me, he transformed into that. It was either trickery, which, given the nature of his performance, is not out of the question.
Could very well be.
But I lack the skills to determine.
She says, "Neither do I, unfortunately."
I'll turn to Ottavio.
Okay.
Can you ascertain as to whether this is a simple bird that has been magicked or a magician?
Can I do that?
It would be only if you had the same type of magic that he is theoretically using. You can tell if it's an illusionary finch, but the amount of handling that you've done to it and not been able to tell that already tells you it probably isn't.
And may I make
Okay.
a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
We're right now in a damaged room with a big hole in it.
Yeah.
We might want to go to a different room with work, that doesn't have a hole in it,
She
just
says,
so that should this thing get away, it doesn't fly out the window
she
or
says,
the
"Of
hole in the
course,
wall."
but I want to look around just a little bit more." And she digs a bit more, and she eventually finds, because I got a superb that's pretty awesome, a ring, and she kind of examines it and presses something, and it pops open, and there's a seal inside. She says, "You recognize this seal?" And you do right away as House Di Mercurio.
I hate those guys.
They have been appearing quite regularly of late.
They've been a regular problem for the family here.
Yes, they've been plaguing me in Venice as well.
Well, it seems that this individual, or whatever made that hole, was affiliated with them.
Indeed.
She says, "Well, let's go into another room," and she guides you into a different room.
Are you sure this is a magician? Because I've been hanging on to this
You
fish
have
for so long right now. It's starting to become a pet.
It's kind of given up on fighting at this point.
And I'm just kind of gently stroking its head while we're going. I've now that I've held on to it so long without eating it, I'm actually kind of thinking I might, if it turns out to be real, I might like get a cage and keep it. And
You could.
Where did she find the ring?
She found the ring actually underneath the bed, like it had rolled off of something or gotten dropped.
Interesting.
Yep. So
Is that a bird that I hear in the background?
It is. It's another finch. You guys could kind of be. I don't know if you can see them really, but like those little
oh, I
critters.
saw some movement there.
And they like to sing sometimes. So you guys get brought into another room without a hole in the wall or a missing window or any of that. She says, "We can continue our conversation here."
Yes.
And I do think this is best not mentioned to the other guests.
Yes, I nearly called an alarm and then thought the better of it. I figured you would not care to have such a thing known.
She smiles. That was wise.
Lady Isabella, you did not summon the mage up here, did you?
I did not.
Curious.
Yes, I came looking for my father, who I believe is around here somewhere, and there was a very loud crash, and that's what drew my attention.
She turns to her guard and says, I don't believe you're needed here now. Go and look for our young fellow's father. And she calls you a young fellow even though she's your age.
That's, socially speaking, she is my elder.
Which is true and funny. So the guard takes off and looks for your father. She says,
So are we all alone in the?
yes.
Are we all alone in
We're
the?
all
So I'm going. So this is a. This is supposed to be a human in here, not a. Not a bird, right?
It is either a bird that was used as a distraction, or it is the mage. What I saw when he turned and when he closed the door, turned in panic to flee, saw me, turned into that.
It did appear that way.
Yes. So
Bitch, though.
I
have a question for everybody in the room here then. If this is a real finch, do we care? In other words, if this is a real finch, can I do with it whatever I want?
I would say that would be the Lady Isabella's call.
That's in good taste.
The lady?
She says the little creature is yours.
Thank you. And because, and I'm going to change, but we are the only ones in the room, right?
Yep.
I'm going to change into dragon form because
She
I don't like eat.
startled for a moment.
I
And
don't like
recovers.
eating humans. And I'm going to make a move to throw it into my mouth, pausing just long enough to give it a chance to change back into a human, if indeed it is a human.
It poops itself a lot and cheeps and tries to get away.
Yeah, but if it was an actual bird being thrown into a dragon's mouth, it would do the same thing.
It would. It would do that, exactly. It would lighten the load because it has a better chance of getting away. Because that's exactly what Hal does when he freaks out.
And I'm going to pop it in my mouth.
Okay. It struggles around fluttering.
Well, that's vaguely disappointing.
Oh, imagine if like a person like manifested in your mouth. How bad that could be.
I'd spit it out the moment I felt something.
Spit it out fast. Yeah.
And well, before I actually bite down, I'm going to look at everybody with a questioning eye and say, you know, sort of like, if you're going to stop me, now's the time to do it.
Isabella shrugs. It could make a cute pet.
There's more finches out there.
Because that's true.
And I'm going to bite down and swallow.
Okay, so you ate a chicken nugget. Oh, God. Poor chicken nugget.
Well, I'll turn to Isabella. I'll say that resolves a problem one way or another, I suppose.
You ate a mage who's really bold is like, I'm not going to reveal myself no matter what. Or you ate a finch.
In which case, we know the mage is out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping the mage is out there somewhere. I'm really hoping I didn't eat a mage.
It's 100 times more calories in a little tiny package.
More filling.
More filling.
Tastes great and more filling.
Yes. Oh boy. So
Well,
she shrugs and says,
may I suggest, if I can be so bold, that you inform your guards that should this mage reappear, he should be apprehended.
"Oh, absolutely." And she says, "I can't really think of anything else we need to converse about while here."
Yes, I must admit nothing else occurs to me as well. I'll look to the two of them, to you two.
What about
Who's,
looking for Daddy?
Who beside your father would be important besides you, my lady? Any other special guests that were invited that might have been the target of the assassin?
She says possibly Durante if somebody didn't want that marriage to take place. Durante and Ginevra.
Does Di Mercurio have an interest in that relationship one way or another?
She shrugs, saying, I hadn't heard of them before tonight, the Di Mercurios.
Well,
Look at
a
Vieri going,
marriage would be an alliance for my family, so
That would be. And
mean-
it's with another noble family, so.
even if there's no particular interest, it would be of general interest.
Yep. So she says pretty much those two are the ones I mainly could think of. There's, again, this is a party full of nobles, so there could be somebody else that has a feud with any individual here, but none of them stand out to me at the moment.
I'll change back into a human and ask Vieri. By the way, did you ever find your dad?
No.
The guard was sent to look for him. The guard eventually returns and says, your father was found outside drinking wine with a noble lady. and says he appears to have nothing of significance or danger happening to him.
Well, I was simply wishing to speak with him, that's all.
Of course, he's now downstairs getting more food at the moment.
Thank you.
Ooh, I know where that table is.
Yes, you do. So you head back downstairs?
Yes.
Right, you head downstairs, up to the food table, and your father is just talking to another gentleman at the moment and getting food.
Did Isabella want us for anything more, or she's going to handle the dead guy? And
She says that she'll handle it,
okay,
and you may take your leave.
a dismissal.
So go and do other things now, damn it. Let me handle
Thank
this.
you for this attention. Now leave me. Bye. So do I recognize the man he's with, or is it just some random party goer?
No, just some random person.
Might I have a moment with you, Father?
He says, I need to speak with my son. Good chatting with you again, and turns to you and says, of course.
First, I must admit, have you ever heard of that mage before? Giacomo, I believe he said his name was.
He says, I had observed his magic before, because he wanted a patron. He just wasn't what I was looking for at the time.
Do you know anything more about him?
After that, I lost track of him.
Hmm.
I just don't have need for an illusionist particularly.
Yeah. There was an incident upstairs that,
He looks concerned. You can do an empathy check, though.
+6.
+6?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem surprised, really, somehow. It depends, Keith. What do you roll on your
Well,
empathy?
let's find out. I haven't done empathy. Okay.
Yep.
Make sure I'm rolling the stat. I think I'm rolling. Let's see. There it is. I got a whopping 1.
You're not getting anything. There's food.
There's food.
Yeah, but you gather that your father's not really surprised, but he's trying to kind of look more surprised.
Gotcha. The DeMercurios have made their presence known.
And now he drops his look of surprise and says, I should not be surprised that they would try something like this at an event like this.
Yeah. I believe that I've forestalled any great upset regarding the matter, for the moment at least.
What did they do exactly? What transpired that you have seen?
There's a dead assassin.
And Isabella is handling this?
Yes.
Says, figured as much.
I called for her immediately.
Well, we should be safe here then.
Yeah. I'd simply hoped that among
among
your contacts might be more knowledge of this disturbing mage.
To my knowledge, he was simply an entertainer. Though he
Right.
did not take too kindly to being turned down.
By you?
Yes,
Gotcha.
I suspect he is a sore loser.
Yes, he did not seem a very pleasant fellow.
And you said he was at the scene?
Yes.
Perhaps he had another patron amongst the DeMercurio then.
That was my concern.
That would make sense. Petty
At
feuds.
the moment,
Petty feuds.
yes. At the moment, it's a very large puzzle, but
Make another notice check as you're conversing with him.
just +1.
Okay, you don't really notice anything. I mean, you do kind of notice that he's changed his clothes recently, but you don't notice anything more than that.
Like since the last time I spoke with him at the beginning of the party.
Yes, like since then.
Vieri's inwardly thinking, "You go, Dad."
Which is pretty much what comes to your character's mind, yeah.
All right. Out of character, I'm wondering if he was the dragon I saw, but whatever.
I got a +2 for empathy, if that makes anything on that.
No, nothing more than what has already been gathered.
And everybody notices Vieri's dad has changed his clothes and was caught by the guards entertaining a noblewoman.
Yeah. With wine.
All right. Well, failing that, I will take my leave of him as well, unless he has something further to say to me.
Is there anything else that you choose to participate in before the party dies down? Otherwise, it'll go on for another couple hours.
Not really.
Okay.
And I'm going to just keep hanging out at the buffet table until either Vieri makes me leave or it's
Until you have a stomach ache,
yeah.
which you will, and probably actually be very drunk too.
I will at some point take Octavio aside.
Okay.
And seek a private little corner at the party where we might speak unobserved, unheard, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I do not mean to keep this from our drunken friend. I will inform him of this later, but the bit I have not shared is there was a Black Lacerda present as well.
Oh. Interesting.
That likely explains much to you, given the state of the room.
Yes, yes. You saw it leave?
Yes.
Oh. It did not put up a fight? Or
It looked as though that assassin had injured it. He had killed it in defense and fled.
so it was the target. Possibly.
Apparently. Yes.
Possibly the ring belongs to it?
Possibly. I'm uncertain.
Ah.
I know that
check to see if the ring fits the assassin.
Oh, that's a good point. I know that I leave nothing. No, Very would be more cautious than that. He'll say, from what I understand, such transformations leave nothing behind, which puts doubt as to that thought, but in the struggle it may have slipped off.
Yes. I would advise checking the ring to see if it fits the assassin. If not, then it belonged to the dragon.
That is a good point. Is Isabella to be found?
Yeah, easily enough.
Does she still has the ring, right? Or did she give it to me and I've got it?
I would say she's holding on to it.
Okay, then I'll find her and I'll speak quietly to her and say, my entertaining friend has had a thought that perhaps it might be tested to see if the ring fit the hand of the rather charred gentleman.
She smiles and says, ahead of you, and it does.
Oh, it does. She already tried it. Very well.
Smart. She'll come up with ideas too.
Yeah. Once again, you are nothing short of stunning, Maya.
Smiles. And says, why, of course.
Then I'll take my leave again and go back and deliver the news.
So you guys enjoy the rest of the night, and eventually it begins to wind down and disperse. And do you head back to your villa, or to the safe house, or elsewhere?
Do we not have hospitality here?
Oh, you can, yeah, if you want to.
Would you two prefer to stay or go?
You're in charge of this party here, Vieri.
Yes.
I'm sort of the hired help tonight.
I have no preferences either way. I suppose we'll stay then.
I'm
Okay.
kind of
Stay.
drunk, so
What?
I'm kind of drunk, so I
Yeah,
need a
yeah.
designated driver.
Yeah, some people stay, some people leave. So you get set up with guest rooms. They are very nice. I'm sure much nicer than wherever the both of you are used to sleeping. You're used to it anyways.
Are they
That
put
night-
in? No, sorry, go on.
So that night as you're sleeping, Octavio again manages not to have weird dreams. However, the two Lacerta do. It starts out similarly, both with the, for Vieri, the pearly white dragon. It is a dragon. We're talking about like a huge beast, many, many times larger than Lacerta. And for Antonio, it's the feathered serpent flying over Venice in ruins. It fades out to just, you're in this narrow, dark corridor. No light at all, but up ahead through it you can see two red eyes glaring towards you. And that's the end of it.
Signs and portents of doom.
Yep.
When we wake up in the morning, Vieri, being the secret drama queen that he is going to walk into the chamber. Are these two? Do I have a suite with these two attached?
Yeah, it's attached.
All right. So I'll go into the common room. Are they here yet?
Yeah, they'll both be awake.
If not, I'll say wherever it is that I can say it where both of them will hear. I believe a return to Venice and that odd island is in order.
I'm going to say, not so loud. You have to talk so loud.
My apologies, my friend. Here, let me assist you. I'll upend a pitcher of water on his head.
I'm just going to kind of growl back, but not do anything beyond just a little grrr.
Oh, I so should have compelled that drama queen aspect last night, too. That would have been entertaining. Oh well. I'll give you a fate point for everything the air d'Este should be, though, Vieri.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that's pretty much this whole deal.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think I had said I would anyways earlier, at some point, probably a few sessions ago.
Yeah, but I never spent it or anything, figuring
Yeah.
I'd hold on to it until this session. So.
So yeah, you'll have that now then. So you get ready for your morning, deal with your hangovers, and your stomach is still like, oh, I ate so much. They give you breakfast. Other people are getting ready to head out.
They were both. We all three of us saw that island, right?
I think so.
Yes, even Octavio was there, though he did not have the dream.
All right. No, well, I don't even know that Antonio is having the dreams. I just announced it dramatically and then was disappointed there was no further comment.
Oh,
But
yeah, I've been dreaming about that stupid island. Also, I think it was the wine.
probably the line.
You've had dreams of it.
Yeah.
May
But-
I ask?
What was in that wine? I wonder if it was. I wonder if it was. The bird.
It was a magic bird.
No,
does eating magicians who've turned themselves into finches give you bad dreams?
I would think
And
it would
look at Octavio.
for sure.
I'm sorry, what?
I would think it would have to do something strange.
I suspect the finch had little to do with it, as I myself am possessed of dreams of this labyrinth. That's my declaration.
I'm gonna go with okay. Sure. Do they have any like? Can I like? Is there anything I can get for this headache? It's just throbbing.
Water.
Yeah, no more pictures of water.
I'll look at Octavio. Are you dreaming as well?
Did we lose him? Octavio, are you there?
Sorry. Yes. Dreams? Just normal dreams.
Yep.
Interesting.
Are you having
Yes, I've
recurring?
been dreaming of this labyrinth, and it appears that Antonio here is as well.
Or it's just the finch.
Well, this is the second such dream, and it is far more vivid than my usual.
Seeing that you both share a nature, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems of import.
Hmm. And you wish to pursue understanding this?
Yes, I do. I do not know about our drunken friend. However, I, for myself, wish to investigate further. If one wishes to speak of signs of importance, this is a rather strong one.
I will accompany you.
I
And accompany Antonio, and I clap him on the back.
Ow. I've stabbed people with pointy objects for less.
And eaten them.
And eaten them. I was hungry then. I'm really not hungry now.
You can.
Cool bird.
He's sweet. So, describe how you go about getting to the island.
Well, it's just the three of us traveling, right?
Yep.
So all we have to do is leave the estate the normal way, stash our horses or whatever it is that we're riding, and we all can fly.
Alright. So you guys go flying towards the island.
I'm sure there's an inn where we can pay to have them stabled for several days.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You see that the labyrinth is still there. It's shifted form from what you remember. You think grown in size, perhaps. Once you're there, anybody want to make a nature lore check?
Just a standard if we don't have nature lore.
Yeah, otherwise I'll let you use investigation, because it would also apply, I think.
I have neither of those. I do
I
have
have
academics.
That wouldn't help.
I do have investigate, so let's see if that does anything for me. I got a +2.
Okay.
I got a +2 as well.
I got 0.
Yeah, you don't notice anything, Octavio, but the other two notice that at some point other groups of people have gone into the labyrinth as well.
How recently?
They're in mud that is now dried. It maybe the past few days or so.
Are they dead?
Who knows?
Well, how is it footprints that we're seeing then, or?
Footprints. It's tracks.
I'm gonna go. I seem to remember this story. I don't suppose anybody brought a ball of thread, did they?
No.
I certainly didn't. But my mood is actually starting after the flight and all the air rushing behind me. Kind of cleared my sense a little bit. So my mood.
What?
I was kind of cranky, but now my mood's improved. The headache is going away now.
Why did you want some thread?
We're about to go into a labyrinth.
We have my birds.
But that's
4 of them.
Those aren't lunch.
They're cloth.
It would be very tasty. There's not much nutrition to those.
Okay. No, they look very real. Okay.
Are you going to unravel them then? Are you planning to unravel them? Is that your thought?
Is that the plan, Octavio? Octavio?
I was thinking of leaving more, tearing them up, and leaving pieces. Small scraps.
Breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm. Thumb-sized pieces.
Gotcha.
Hopefully won't blow away, but...
Well, there's mud.
Yeah.
Alright. So you start tearing those up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start venturing within.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you begin to venture within. Make, actually will checks as you do.
Will.
I have that skill! Of course, it didn't help me last time.
All of us?
True. Yeah, all of you. Everyone that's venturing into it.
I remember this.
+4!
Don't have it.
Alright, you're
+1.
+1?
+1.
+1.
So you observe the two of them. They almost fall on their asses. They are so overcome with dizziness and confusion. And they begin kind of wandering separately into random directions.
I will put a hand on both of them.
You feel a hand on you. Again, you're overwhelmed with a sense of confusion and just loss of direction. And you almost just don't really know what's going on. But you kind of feel lured down these dark corridors, like you really want to venture there.
No, I think we need to go this way. That's the way I think we need to go that way.
And Octavio, clearly that's wrong, and you need to go.
Yes. This way. This way.
No, this way.
No.
Stop both of you at once!
Where do you want to go?
I don't know, but I am disturbed by the behavior of both of you. If you recall my last encounter with this place, I'm keeping a grip on both of them.
You can try to grapple them if they try to go.
Yeah, how strongly do we feel this compulsion?
Yeah.
Pretty strongly.
Strong enough that we'd be willing to fight over it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're both extremely convinced that you are correct, and these other people are just they're gonna screw up and make you go the wrong way.
And okay, in that case, then I'm going to change into a dragon, and and saying as threatening a tone as I can make, "No, this is the way we're supposed to go."
No, you stupid lizard. This way! And I go into air form.
And I shoot him with lightning.
All right, you can dodge either using magic or something. And actually, are you immune to lightning in air form?
I don't know if it is or
I don't
not,
know.
but
You don't know, but he might
I
be.
don't know. Yeah.
I think he just flies. I'm pretty sure.
That's a
and,
+4. +4 using Magicka to dodge.
I only got a +1, so he dodged.
Yeah, he does. Or you do something really cool visually with the lightning as he shoots it towards you. That would be it.
Bend it
This
up into the
place-
sky.
Clearly has an effect upon the mind. Stop. Think.
So, when do we get another will check?
Right now.
Let's see here.
Oh dear.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Holy crap! Look at me
You
though.
break out of it. Octavio really does not.
I just
What,
go on
what did
my-
Octavio roll?
Yeah, Octavio
-2.
rolled terrible.
Ah.
Yeah, you're just mad now. He shot lightning at you. He's going to get you lost. They're gonna not only like lead you astray and bring you to harm, but they're hurting themselves in the process, really.
Mhm. You two aren't thinking clearly. I will find my way.
So, is he incorporeal when he's air form, or? No.
He's
All right,
like,
I am going to try to grapple him and pull him to the ground. Then I do not want to hurt him. However, now that I've come to my senses,
Yeah.
and I beat his roll by 8. Does that give me any kind of boost or anything like that?
Oh God.
Well, I'm helping you as well, now that there's only one person to deal with. I didn't want to fight both of you.
Well, you had a 50-50 chance of being targeted by either one. That's what I would have done. I would have rolled a die.
What?
I'll say that gives you a boost because I believe it does actually give you a boost for the next one.
Okay.
I think.
That's a boost.
I'm not going to look it up to confirm.
I think it gives a boost of 2, but I'm not
Yeah, I think
positive.
so.
Yeah, we'll say 2.
All right,
probably
so
wrong, but-
I'm going to try to grapple him and pull him to the ground.
Okay. So, Mark, you might want
Yes.
Octavio to defend.
Do I use athletics?
You can use athletics or magicka or fight.
Okay, I'll use Magicka.
And I
+4.
got a 6.
All right, so
That's a-
he got you held quite well.
And I'm going to yell at Vieri. I don't know how long I can hold him. If you got any ideas, now's the time to do it.
If I had some, I'd have broken both of you free.
So, Mark, how about you make another will check for Octavio?
Okay.
It's a pity I'm wasting all these good rolls on Octavio.
You might just have to knock the guy out.
Yeah.
He really wants to go that direction.
Rolled poor.
So you might, you get a chance to respond now that you're being held.
Okay. I'm going to try something that I've only heard of.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And that's a whirlwind.
Uh-oh.
Now,
Uh-oh.
if you're held firmly, I've made a rule that you actually can't cast, so you want to get free first.
Okay. I'll fight.
Okay.
+2.
And I guess I'm defending with fight.
With physique,
Yeah.
actually.
Am I defending as well, or am I, since I'm assisting him, just adding a passive?
So you can add a passive +1, or you can roll to create an advantage and maybe get a +2.
I'll roll to create an advantage. And that's what, fight?
Yeah, or physique would be even better because you're trying to hold him down.
I do not have physique as a skill, but I have fight at +3, so I will
Okay, I'll let you kind of like punch him if he tries to get away, I guess. Ow.
+5.
Oh,
Okay. You get an advantage because he's been pummeled a little.
All right. So am I rolling fight or physique?
Physique, because you're really focusing on holding him down.
Okay. That would be so. I got a +2 on that.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, we'll do that. And I got a 3.
Okay.
Got a good.
So that continues to hold him down as he's trying to get away.
Mhm.
Mark, you can make another will check now.
Okay. Nope.
He's continuing to do horribly.
Terrible. Terrible.
Can we tie him up?
Yeah, what did you bring with you, actually? What sort of things did you bring with you?
Oh God, we have party stuff with us.
So you have wine and bread that you stole. And probably cheese.
All right.
What-
I know what.
What?
I know what I want to do next time I have an opportunity. I want to try to give him an advantage on his next roll to break free. And I'm.
You can give advantages for will checks too, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was. And I'm just thinking, he and I are kindred spirits. Is there any way I can spend a fate point on something like this?
Yeah, you can even make it narrative in a case like this. Like, we are kindred spirits, so I talk him down and give him the will he needs to snap out of this situation.
That's exactly what I know. While I'm holding him, I'm going to go, look, Octavio, we're friends. We're kindred spirits. I would never lead you astray. And do I have to roll anything, or
No, you spend the fate point.
or spend a fate point? Okay.
Or you can save the fate point and try to just roll a rapport to create it. It's up to you.
I will actually save the fate point and roll because I'm really good with rapport.
Yes, you are.
So,
and is there any way that I could spend a fate point to boost my will?
It depends on if there's an aspect that is appropriate. Let's see.
Help comes from unexpected places.
Actually, that would be super appropriate because your friend is helping you.
Here's what we're going to do now. I am now going to spend that fate point I didn't spend a minute ago.
Okay.
Because Octave and I are kindred spirits, I'm going to re-roll that thing.
Okay.
I can do better than that. I can do much better than that. Alrighty, so I got a +6. I don't know what the difficulty was, but I'm pretty sure I gave him a +2 bonus.
+6, I'm going to say that's good enough to just free him of it. You realize your friend is there for you. It gives you the will to push on and break free of this enchantment that has captured your mind.
Okay, you can let go now.
You sure you're not going to go flying away, are you?
No, I was wrong.
Wait. Say that again.
Yeah. I was
Actually,
wrong.
I'm more the one who never. Ooh, I need to make that another. I'm coming up with all sorts of ideas for aspects. Anyway,
This place clearly has a degenerative effect upon the mind.
Yes.
you calling me a degenerate?
Yes, I am.
So where you are right now, the labyrinth starts with this one entrance that you've gone through. You see that it forks into 3 different directions right away.
Which direction? And I assume that whatever direction Mark and I wanted to go, Octavia and I wanted to go, I suggest that's not the way we go.
So they
Then we
wanted
go
to go left and straight.
All right.
So we'll go right.
Okay, so you begin venturing right. Eventually you walk to a dead end where there's a pedestal, and on it is a knight's helmet. It is very clearly a Blood of Adam helmet. Not only that, but it is very clearly the helmet of your father. And the pedestal on it says, "Your destiny, you could still seize it. You must seize it to venture beyond."
My destiny is to destroy the blood of Adam. Thank you very much.
Do we all see this, or just
Yes,
him?
you all see it.
But we don't recognize the helmet or what the
No.
words.
But I recognize the helmet.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say, that's my dad's helmet, and it's bloody, did you say?
It's old and bloody looking, and it says it's your destiny. You must embrace it to continue on, more or less.
Okay.
Come to the dark side, Luke.
And so there's a helmet on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
And on the pedestal it says, you must embrace your destiny.
Yes.
To continue on.
Yeah, to continue on specifically.
Don't forget that phrase.
To continue on.
Perhaps if you put on the helmet.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to do
Although
that, though.
That's a rather worrisome prospect, I agree.
It is, if it were any helmet other than my dad's.
Would
Well, first thing I'm going to try to do, get ready in case a giant boulder comes trying to crash us. I'm going to reach out. By the way, I do have a danger sense stunt. So I'm going to reach out and put my hands by the helmet for a second, take a deep breath, and then grab the helmet and pick it up.
Okay.
And look around to see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
All right.
But you do sort of feel a growing sense of power.
Okay, and just because I'm a literal sort of Lacerta, I'm going to hug the helmet. I'm embracing the helmet. Yeah.
All right, so
If
you
that
embrace.
does anything.
The scene sort of fades until you're in a basement, dressed like you would have been dressed back in the days where you were a member of the faction.
Do we all see this, or just him?
Octavio will, in a way, you're looking on like you're sort of there, but
so I can see it.
You can see what he's doing, but you feel sort of like you're not all there. Octavio, you are very much there. You are in the basement, tied up just like you were on that day. Your father is beside you saying, "Son, this is your initiation. Today you shall slay the monster."
And just like before, let me just make sure I got this part right.
Yeah, I'm gonna compel your trouble aspect, which is you can't turn down a Salati in need.
Yeah.
This one is like, no, this is not how I'm gonna embrace my destiny. I help the Salati.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm. Just like before, so he puts the sword in my hand, motion towards the monster. I approach the monster, i.e. Octavio, and just like before, I hold the sword above my hand like before, and I swing the sword down, striking the chains, setting him free. And then I turn around with the sword, face everybody else in the room. We start backing our way up the stairs out of the basement. Everybody, I'm just still going like this with the sword, and stop me when the scene changes or something like that. But
okay.
I start backing up the sword up the stairs. We go outside. And if things are happening like they happened before, that would be where Octavio changes into his air form and flies away.
Yeah.
At this point in the story, I don't know if I'm a dragon. I don't know that I'm a dragon, so I turn and run away home.
Son, no, do not let the creature go. We are better than this. Think of all that you could have. One day you will have your own knights to lead into battle.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I approached the boy, I saw... Okay, so... I lift the sword over my head, and in the history, that's where I had my vision of Amphitrite.
Yep, you've just had that vision again.
I just had that vision. All right, so we back up the door, and he turns into air form and flies away.
Yep.
By the way, Octavio, stop me if anything different from the vision happens.
No, good.
And I, for the very first time, change into a dragon. and I start to fly away. But at this point, I'm not very good. I like bump into a ceiling. I bump into a few roofs on the way, and I fly off. And I.
That's
Sorry,
actually when the vision shifts.
Okay.
You feel a hand on your shoulder, and all of a sudden you're just standing in swirling white luminescent mists and otherwise darkness. You can't see what the hand is from or even the figure, but there's a sense that it's something very big and powerful, and it says, "Why would you throw this away? I can still offer you this and greater glories. You could be a man again, a real man." And the vision shifts, and you see yourself up on a platform raised above a mass of just warriors in shining, brilliant armor, all praising you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna look to where I hear that voice coming from. And I am going to throw the helmet on the ground. And go. I am. Oh God, I'm about to sound like Popeye. I am what nature made me. I am, and I will not strike against anyone who is not my enemy, but my enemies I will strike down, and that is you.
You hear laughing, very, very deep guttural laughing, and the vision fades, and you return to where you were, all of you,
Mm-hmm.
and the wall opens up, revealing another forked path.
2 forks? 3?
3.
3, of course it is.
Yep. They like 3.
I wonder if this labyrinth forks each time for the number of wanderers within. Shall we try the middle path this time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I look to Antonio. You okay?
And I'm panting, and there's kind of an angry look on my face, and I'm not really going to answer. I'm just going to stew in my own anger at the moment.
I will put my hand on his shoulder in a camaraderie kind of squeeze.
Yep. Same here.
And this is a different anger than the grumpy I have a hangover angry. This is like I really want to kill something right now. And I look at the anger, or not, I look at the hand on my shoulder for a second and go, I'm all right.
Good.
I'll nod and let go then.
And where are we going now?
Did you decide the middle path, I think?
Yeah. Well, that's what I suggested.
Yeah.
Works for me.
So you begin marching down the middle path. Eventually you reach yet another dead end. On the dead end, there's a bunch of colorful juggling balls.
You're up, Octavio.
Except for he's going to the bathroom.
No. That's
No,
just
he
weird.
is. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Shall we wait for him to return?
No, that's okay.
Okay. So I just look to Vieri and shrug my shoulders and just grab the juggling balls.
All right. You grab them and you find yourself on a stage, actually, doing your performance. The crowd is cheering you on. You have a ton of followers. They're fawning upon you. You know that back home you have access to pretty much any mistress in town that you desire. And hey, you don't have to ask Vieri for money anymore because you have lots of your own. It started with Isabella, and from there it's been great. And this is where you want to be. This is perfect, and now it's all yours.
This is nice.
Yeah, you don't even have to hide what you are at all. Not that you ever would, but
Yeah.
you're in air form doing your performance, weaving your magic
Yep.
through the air.
This is tempting.
Yes, and it's very nice, and you have this feeling that this is all yours now if you just accept it.
Mm-hmm. But there is a cost, and that's the people that would be left behind and abused. My goal is not to become rich. It's to help others, ultimately. The money, the fame is just a means to accomplishing that. And I stopped the performance.
Okay.
And I just let the juggling apparatus just drop out of the air.
As you do so, the vision begins to fade. You hear a deep laugh and says, "You have made your decision. You have sacrificed plenty and a good life for what is ahead. If I weren't the sort of being I am, I would almost feel sorry for you."
I feel sorry for you. We're gonna hunt you down.
And then the wall ahead of you pulls forward, again revealing another 3 paths.
Oh boy.
And I'll turn to Viera and it's like, did you hear that voice?
Did I?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
In my dream, it is a red-eyed. Was it echidna? Skilla?
It looked like maybe it was. It just 2 red eyes in the dark. So hard
Yeah,
to
but the first dream, it was a specific.
both of them you actually did see your patron dragon.
No. In the first one, the beast that came out of the sea was a specific thing that you named, and I thought it was Skilla.
Yeah. You saw. Why is the name not coming to me? It's a really common one too.
It was Echidna or Skilla or Charybdis. I mean, one of those.
I'm trying to remember who exactly now. Oh, it was Hydra of all.
Oh, Hydra. Okay, yeah.
Like the most commonly known one, and I can't think of who it is. That's how it works.
I'll turn to Viera and basically say, I do hate being manipulated. Hate being manipulated.
Oh, and Mark, if I didn't already, did I give you a fate point for that? Because you should have earned one.
Okay.
I'm trying to tie these all into your aspects in some way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I used one from before, right? Now I got another one. Yeah. Okay.
So just to jog my memory, in this recent dream, Vieri was led by the hand by Ejderha and saw the eyes. How did that wind up happening?
It's like you were being led to the labyrinth, and then just suddenly you saw a dark corridor with 2 red eyes glaring at
the end. Okay, and when that happened, was Ejderha still there, or was it?
You didn't have a sense that Ejderha was still there.
All right. This one's going to be really tough for Vieri, I suspect. We'll continue forward.
Okay. So you continue forward until you reach a place where there's a wedding bouquet of all things on a pedestal.
Vieri will pause and look at it. How novel. I suppose it's my turn now.
So you pick it up?
Yeah.
All right. You pick it up and the scene changes. You're in a villa. It's not your father's villa. It's not really a familiar one. But your lovely wife is there. And you recognize her immediately as she's one of the Mercurios. What do you do in this scene, seeing that you're lying next to the enemy and married to them?
Wait, we're in bed?
Yes.
Good lord.
Hey, what's this game rated, by the way?
It's rated mature.
Yes. I would say, I'm pretty sure when I release the adventure, it's going to be rated mature on RPG now. So.
You did actually specifically say that. That's why I joke about it every time.
It's mature. Not adult. Or really mature, but mature.
Barry will pause as he's considering his wife. Is this an actual Mercurio, or is it made up for the dream? I mean, does he know who this woman is?
No, it totally is a woman that you know that's significantly younger than you.
He'll sort of pause, and he'll kind of look around.
It's very nice.
Of course it's nice. I've brought an end to the feud between our families, and but he'll sigh and he'll say, I expected more, I suppose. And he'll get out of bed.
You get out of bed. Your servants have prepared a lovely meal for you. They give you news that one of your family members has become the new Doge of Venice. And that this is only thanks to being able to settle this long-lasting feud that both of you together have been able to gain so much influence for both of your families.
Damn it.
And you're all observing all these visions. It's just that you can't really do a whole lot but watch or close your eyes.
Yeah, that's the problem. The area is really torn by that. That's going to clearly give him pause, okay? He's going to stop. Like, he was making his way out of the villa, and he's going to stop looking extremely, not so much tempted as tormented, if that makes sense, by this. And he'll say, after several moments of silence and internal thought, I would see the face of one who offers me such things.
Then continue ahead, mortal. And it does its cackling, deep laugh again, and the vision clears, and the wall pulls open. Now, this corridor, at this point, you can actually hear walls opening back up in the distance so that it's forked again instead of just narrowed down to one path like it would have been.
Oh wait, it doesn't make sense that he would show his expressions given his aspect, so he probably just stands there quietly in thought.
Yeah. Well, you get a fate point too, though, for that scene.
Okay.
And up ahead you see a man wearing ragged gray robes. You can just barely make him out through the dim, and he has a bull's head, but like a skull of a bull that he's wearing. And he gives you the impression of being an old, feeble, like, sort of individual that's sort of crouched over, holding a staff.
Is he in robes?
He's in tattered gray robes.
We all see this?
Yep.
Are you the lord of this place?
He says, one of them.
Are you the tempter?
Tempter, yes. But that is such an understatement. I am one who offers much.
Your price is too high.
You have but two choices now. You can embrace what I offer or see the truth ahead.
Third option, we kill you.
That will lead automatically to another one transpiring. but I cannot really be killed anyways.
And I'm just going to quietly glare at him.
He just sort of glares back and then patiently waits.
What is the meaning of this maze?
This is the maze of truth. The maze of the Cetheriel.
Would we know that name? Or
With an
term?
occult check, you might.
With a what?
With an occult check that's relatively high, you might. I would say at least good to have any inkling of it.
I'm going to roll on that. And I might blow a fate point too. We'll see. I don't have any.
No,
skills,
it's
so.
not right now.
Do I want to spend a fate point or not?
We'll stride forward. How far away are we from the figure?
Not very far. Maybe like 30 feet.
You have misjudged your marks, I believe. When one tempts, it is wise to be certain one has the reading correctly. Of the reading of the one is tempting correctly.
It sits silently, only responding, "Then what choice do you make?"
Is there a clear path?
There's two doors on left or right, and then there's the area ahead of him as well.
The area ahead?
Yep.
What does that mean?
Just to go straight. So it's another 3-fork, in other words.
Which path leads where?
He says, "Ahead leads to a place that your kind should never step foot in. You are not ready for it. Even I am not that cruel. To the right is what I have shown you. To the left is the truth ahead. I am not so sure you can handle that either. The right path would be much easier for you all."
So the left is the truth? He says the left is the truth?
Yes.
Just because I'm cranky and I still don't expect any good, I'm gonna blow some lightning his direction and then head to the left.
Okay. He seems to absorb the lightning and all the light you blast towards him as if he's consuming it, almost.
Vieri's going.
Darkness is eating it up.
Vieri's going to call out to Antonio. I intend the path forward.
The creature lets out a deep laugh. The greater truths lie ahead. The truths that would rend your very soul, and yet in time, perhaps, grant enlightenment.
I shall draw my sword. As a noble, of course, I'll naturally have one even at a party, right? Not hostilely,
Yeah.
right? I'll hold it out so that the point hits the base of his throat, and he'll say, "To be a leader, one must stride forward and either succeed or fail. No difficulties will stand in my way or give me pause."
Wow, that was a good speech.
He says, "Oh, I am not here to stop you, whatever way you choose."
So we got left truth, right back the way we came essentially, and forward greater truth.
Do you have the way you came behind? You look and there is no way behind.
Well, by way behind though, he said what we've already already shown us.
Oh, okay.
Giving
That's-
into the temptation, basically. Easy mode.
Then I'll stop before going through the left door and go could take the middle door, the straight ahead door. And then let's
I'll
be done with him and go.
I'll sheath my sword and stride forward.
Okay.
I follow behind.
All right. So you continue on forward ahead, the path winding and weaving until you reach a grand black gate. 2 minotaurs with skull-like heads on it with great axes. And in front of the gate, a creature bows down before you. It is a massive 10-foot-tall black minotaur with a rotting skull for a head. And it says, "Seek to enter."
We seek to not be manipulated. I'm tired of your games.
It is only through manipulation and illusion that you can unravel the truth and see it for what it is. The world is nothing but trickery.
So can we go in or what?
You can go. Is this what you seek?
Get out of our way.
It moves aside and the black gate opens. Beyond it you see black. Darker than the darkest black that you've ever seen.
Look at Vier and go, death or glory?
I suspect our likely outcome is somewhere other than those two.
Mm-hmm.
He'll turn to the rotting bullhead and he'll say, I seek. And then he'll smile and he'll say, enlightenment, I suppose. And he'll walk forward.
All right. You walk forward, and before you a city is revealed. A city which is... Have you seen Labyrinth before the movie?
Yeah.
Long time
It's
ago.
like that sort of, but think a lot more black and grotesque. With a great black spire in the center that reaches up, 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 higher than you can see. And as you look at it for a minute, you realize in time that it's not so much a structure as a massive rotting tree that is so tall that it disappears into the air up above, the darkness. And amidst this maze that you're kind of looking down from a hilltop, this hilltop has nothing but just dry grass covering it. This city of... It looks like it's forged of some manner of combination of like bone and strange black stone. And you see various beings moving about, wearing thick clothing covering their faces. And you can't see them very well from here, but they look ginormous.
With my subpath of phantasm, can I tell if this is an illusion?
Cast a spell to find out.
Okay, so that's...
Have either of you heard of such a thing before?
Occult would be your deal.
+2.
+2. Yeah, that's good enough for tier 1. It is not an illusion. You sense that there's an element of illusion magic about, but that this is not per se an illusion.
Okay.
On my occult roll, I got a 1.
1. You don't know what this place is, but it gives you the creeps, and you have a bad feeling trying to dig for it.
I suppose I'll try an unskilled roll myself. And I will fail miserably.
None of you know what this strange place is.
In fact, I fail, like, as badly as possible.
Oh, God.
You think it's... You think
It's heaven! We've died!
It's totally heaven. Totally. It's the gates to heaven. It's all an illusion that just makes it look scary so that only the bold and brave will go forward.
I've heard this is what London at this time looked like. I don't know.
Can we smell anything? Other senses that we hear anything?
Yeah,
Smell?
so there's a smell of just decay on the air. Just permeating the atmosphere in general.
Is
And
it a warm warm place? Cold place?
It is warm, yes. It is definitely warm. And there's a sort of acrid smell of smoke intermingling. Like this would be an industrial center of some manner.
Antonio, this is rather absurd timing, I know, but you were too drunk last night to be informed of the missing person in my story. And Vieri pauses in the tableau to give a little story. There was a black dragon, by the way, if you recall the events of last night, and he'll relate the story.
Okay, that's good to know. And
Has no bearing on where we are, it simply occurred to me. And Vieri will return to looking out over the weird city.
All right. You look over it, and as you do, the earth begins to rumble around you, just like a severe earthquake. Make athletics checks.
Okay.
if I succeed at this check, I'm gonna change into a dragon and jump into the air.
Okay.
Let's see, what is athletics? Oh, it's +1. Hey,
Oh.
I got a skill. I haven't rolled it yet. That was just my bonus.
Mark did awesome.
I got +5.
Okay.
I got 1.
Okay. You actually failed to completely get out of the way. The earth opens up, and the smell of rotten blood wafts up as this huge just mass of flesh that looks like it was this sort of worm-like form made of just a ton of organs and bodies knit together, bursts through the earth and dives up into the air before crashing back down. So imagine a grotesque version of the sand dune worms in Dune. And it just leaps up. You take a point of damage as it sort of shoves you violently aside, Keith.
Okay.
That's a point of physical stress, and then it just burrows back down into the earth again.
Okay.
Something's rotten in Denmark.
Very.
Oh, is that where we're at?
Bum.
I suppose the tree is the obvious goal. Can you think of any less obvious ones?
Perhaps
Why?
whoever's controlling the city or leading the city?
Yeah, but where? How?
Maybe within the tree. Who knows?
Let's fly to the tree then, I guess.
All right, so you begin to fly towards the tree.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And do we see people outside the city or any people around?
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
So
Didn't think so. So we're running into Fallout 4 people.
there's just like huddles of naked people pretty much being used as building material by bull
By what?
by minotaurs, it looks like. Some of the minotaurs are those thickly dressed things wearing masks concealing their faces. Others are more with the like skull-like rotting heads. Some actually have wings and more of a goat-like appearance to them.
I'm now picturing that scene in What Dreams May Come.
Yeah, think about that one. Think about that one a lot.
I did not see that, so
Yeah, neither did I.
You know the movie, though, right?
I know of the movie.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Robin Williams at one point goes to hell to rescue his wife, and the gates or entrance of hell is this huge wall of people who've been essentially mortared in to form the wall.
Yeah, it's a lot like that, but with buildings and all kinds of things, and even some of them are being twisted into tools and transformed into weapons. You should all make a will check to see if you start going nuts seeing this horrible vision.
Lovely.
let's see, make sure. I think that's
+3.
All right.
Ooh, -1, yeah.
Oh, you take 3 points of mental stress.
and I got oh crap! I got a 0.
Yeah, you take 3 points of mental stress too. just from seeing all this horror. Vieri's like, no, I am stalwart. This is not getting to me. Good lord.
Which actually makes sense for the mood they put Vieri into.
Mental stress. How many stress do I have total?
Yeah.
Depends on what your stress.
See, my will is +2.
So it would be 3. So it's only when you take one more that you might go insane.
Okay. Goody.
At least temporary insanity. It'd have to take a lot more to be permanent. So yeah, you're flying over that vision. Now make a notice check.
Alright.
Notice check from everybody?
Yeah.
Wow, I got a +2.
Yeah, you don't even see it.
I got a total 3.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's my first positive notice check ever.
Wait, you got a 3, Keith?
I got a 3.
You're the only one that notices it. So this Minotaur-like fiend, with wings of its own, actually is riding this. It looks like a skeletal horse, but with a the head of a rotting carnivorous dog, like a wolf perhaps, and just skeletal wings with only a few patches of feathers hanging on. It's darting right towards you with a pitchfork.
Alright. I'm gonna yell, look out and dodge.
So you might want to look out and dodge.
Yeah, I'm yelling, look out! And then I'm gonna dodge.
And it just lets out this strange sort of howling, hollering sound as it goes for you. It got an epic. Actually, who should it be going for, though? Be nice to roll randomly for that, too.
Can I take a fate point and say, as the only one affected by the scene, it makes sense for it to be directed at me?
Oh, yeah. I won't even make you spend a fate point for that. That just gives me a direction to go with. So, yeah, it's going for you, and it got a
Oh, come on.
It has to go for somebody. It's either that or I find my other dice and roll randomly.
Hold on a sec, my dice went flying. I'm not sure where. I was laughing so hard I dropped my dice, and now it's like, who knows where. Ah, there it is. Okay. So, Epic, what do I have to beat in order to not die here?
You want to beat a 7?
Okay, that's not happening.
Otherwise, you take 10 points of damage minus whatever you roll.
Holy shit. I suspect I'm going to have to blow some fate points here. This is fight, right?
Yeah. Unless you want to try using athletics to get out of the way.
No. I'll take fight. Thank you. Come on. My all +4 would be very nice here. I'm going to roll a fate, spend a fate and re-roll that. Oh wait, I have to justify it.
Yeah, you do. Let's see.
Fortune favors me.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that makes sense.
Probably the best one. I just happened to try to dodge in the way that the pitchfork doesn't end up going. Ah, I know. I dodge, and as I dodge, a eddy of wind causes the mount to readjust, and the pitchfork changes direction. I'm still going to get nailed. There's no way I'm meeting a +10.
But maybe you'll get nicked less. And remember, you can take consequences.
Yeah. Alright, well that's a little better. A +6. So that's what, 4 damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could take a minor and decrease it by 2.
I think I'm going to take a moderate.
Okay. Decrease it by 4. And then you'll want to describe what that is. What did he do to you when he hit you and got battered away by winds?
I think that's going to ground me.
Okay.
As I dodge to the side, the pitchfork goes through one of my wings,
Oh.
and I start spiraling downward. That seems like a good moderate, right?
Oh. So
What?
you spiral.
Or would that be more appropriate to a severe?
No, that's fine. You spiral down, and you end up. It has mostly to do with if it'll hit you or not.
Gotcha.
You spiral down, and you end up hitting the top of what looks like some manner of temple. The temple it's mounted with a huge torch at the top, like where a steeple would be, that has this green flame burning in it.
Ew.
Below it, you can see a myriad of those fiendish creatures and humans and other sorts of beings intermingling before a minotaur who seems to be giving a service. And all the creatures are mutilating themselves in an unholy ritual while they are attending this service.
That's kind of disturbing.
Somebody needs to teach these guys how to have fun.
Yeah.
That's their idea.
That's their idea of fun.
I guess to each their own. Who knows what consenting adults, want to deal with. But I just think that's weird.
I'm gonna look up to these two.
Guy looks at you, the two of you remaining, and tries to swoop towards you.
Right. Well,
Clearly going for you now.
what was that? Wait, say that again.
I don't know if that's me or somebody else.
Not me.
Some sort of electronic disturbance. It's probably. It's weird.
Liz, mute your mic for a second, if you can.
I can't. Oh wait, I can hit it up top here.
Yeah.
I tried muting mine and it didn't make a difference, but it's gone now. So that's weird. So yeah, you're gonna want to dodge out of the way. Mark as he's coming for you. Oh, I only got a good that time.
Okay.
Oh, except for I rolled wrong, so it'd be a +4, not a +3.
What do I use? Athletics?
Yeah.
Is this a fight?
Or Magica.
Magic.
I'm gonna have a instead.
+5.
+5, so you managed to dodge out of the way. His mount was just perturbed by the wind enough that it ended up throwing him, too much off of his mount to really regain complete control. So you get to respond. Is it me? I don't know, I can't tell.
Your voice is fluctuating in and out very strangely.
Well, I turned the mic off, though, and it didn't stop when I did that. So I don't know what the deal is. It could just be, I don't know, a reception picking up something somewhere. I don't know if that's even possible with anything I have, though.
Yeah, we're getting some kind of strange noise from someone. I can hear it a little bit right now.
Yeah.
But it's not bad at the moment.
Interesting. I'm not hearing anything. I'm only hearing Megan's voice fading in and out.
Huh. Maybe it's you.
It's
It's hard to pinpoint these things.
yeah.
So yeah, the guy just he dives right past you trying to strike Mark, Octavio, rather. Oh, we lost Mark. I'll invite him again.
What's that? I bet that's Mark.
Yeah.
Mark's computer is rebooting.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it's Mark because he's gone. We're still getting the noise.
We are still getting the noise.
I can't hear it. Shall I leave and you can re-invite me and see if it's me?
Or just
Yeah.
mute your mic for a sec. Just mute your mic for a few minutes.
I already. Oh, well, for a few minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So you're
Okay.
actually the only one there, but you can actually respond to the guy flying anyways.
All right, I'm going to. I was going to try to set up Mark or something, but I guess since he's not here, I'll just go ahead and take the shot. So I am just going to blast him with lightning,
All right.
and I got a 3.
You know what? He's not even going to avoid that. He just embraces it and brings it into himself, like you saw that other one do with lightning before. And he smiles at you and says, "Foolish worm. What are you doing free out here anyways? You should be attending to your enlightenment down below."
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
He sort of reaches out a little like he's trying to sniff you.
Well, if I get a chance, I'm going to basically try to rake him with my claws. Then I'm going to try to. I'm not gonna. If he gets close enough to sniff me, I'm just going to try to scratch his eyes out, scratch his nose out.
Go for it. Because that was him talking and pretty much doing other stuff.
He needs to at least buy you dinner first, huh?
Right. I got pretty good that time. I got a 4.
Okay, so you don't hit him, but you get a boost on the next one because he's taken aback by not expecting that when he's sniffing you. He glares at you and says, "Your soul is so fresh. What are you doing here?"
Killing your ass.
"I cannot die. Foolish soul."
Yeah. Let's put that to the test, shall we?
There is no real death here. All those below are ones who left their bodies long ago to venture to this place. Just as yours is surely lying somewhere.
Good to know. Good to know. I'm still going to see what happens if I hit you hard enough and for long enough.
Then have at it, fresh soul. And he tries to swipe at you.
And
He does a great.
yeah, dear. Let's see. Come back here. I did a great.
So I'm going to use that boost that I got earlier. I think I got one, didn't I? My memory is stinking.
I remember I got a boost.
Oh, you got a boost.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought he.
I think I got the
He's
boost.
got a boost.
Him. So yeah, you definitely dodge out of the way. But now he has a boost for next time that he can't spend this time.
Okay.
All right, now it is your turn to retaliate.
Alrighty then. Why don't you? I wonder how Mark's computer's doing here. Quick, let me. I'm gonna tell him to let me know, and we'll get another invite out to him.
Yeah. At least the noise isn't too bad now.
Did it go off when I muted my mic?
Yeah, it did. I think it's you.
I think so. Yeah. Your sound system doesn't like this game.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What about now?
No, it's good now.
All right. It's my headset.
Oh.
So give me just a minute and I'll set up the external
Sure.
mic and speakers
Sounds good.
because I can't hear you at all.
Okay. I told Mark to text me when he's up,
Okay.
and we'll get him reinvited. Okay. So I guess it's my turn to attack him. Is there any way I can get? Oh, there we go. Mark's back.
Yep. Hello. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay, so Mark, here's what's going on. We are. Say again, Mark?
Nope.
Okay, there we go. So we are in the middle of a aerial dogfight, essentially. The demon thing and I have exchanged blows without doing much to each other. And I guess, oh yeah, energy attacks. He just kind of like, at least my lightning anyway. He just kind of swallows and eats it up. He says he can't die. He says we should be down there with the rest of the souls, experiencing our
Enlightenment.
enlightenment. That's it, enlightenment.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Can't hear you, Liz. Still can't hear you, Liz.
Not having much.
Technology.
We could do play by post. Oh God.
Now?
Session.
So,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, so I guess I'm just stuck right now with the Lamo default in the Chromebook mic.
It works. It's clear, actually.
alrighty then.
Some headphones from my place, I would.
So, yeah, that's what's going on, Mark. Should Mark get a shot now?
Yes, Mark. So they're continuing to be attacked by this demon thing.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, he
you
eats
two are. I've been knocked out of the sky. I'm
Yeah,
safe.
knocked out of the sky.
Yeah, I
Dave.
don't know what we can do about that. Do about Liz.
Hmm.
About Vieri, I mean.
Yeah. Boy.
Yeah, that epic hit was just, yeah.
Can. Let's see. What's around this guy?
Around that guy, just his mount and his pitchfork, and otherwise it's open air. Because you guys are in an aerial dogfight up in the sky.
Okay. I will
One of us
just,
has been shot down already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will just clap my hands 3 times very forcefully and then toss them out in front of me and basically try to create a tornado.
Okay. He's going to attempt to defend.
Alright, so
You got
that's...
+3, so you only need to beat a good or... Yeah, beat a good.
Fair.
He's almost knocked from his mount, but he manages to regain himself. And then he turns to you, glaring, kind of smiles as much as a creature like him can, and begins to make a motion with his hand, building up a ball of black that seems to be sucking light into it, and he throws it at you.
You probably don't want to be hit by that. You know,
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
So you want to dodge out of the way.
I use my
Good advice.
athletic.
Good advice. Avoid getting hit by the black orb of death.
Yeah.
Oh,
Note to myself.
oh no. No. Poor -1.
Oh, that is really bad.
Fate point.
That's 8 damage.
Fate point.
Yeah, I'll take a fate point to decrease that if I can.
You're gonna invoke your, do you have one related to air? Or defense or something in some way?
Yeah, I've got a +2 athletics when involving jumping
Yeah, it
or
has to
avoid
be.
harm when falling.
To re-roll, it has to be tied to one of your aspects.
Oh.
If there can be somehow help in this place that is unexpected, which would be incredibly unexpected,
Yeah.
you could send it to have something intervene.
Okay.
What sort of thing do you imagine intervening in a place like this?
Oh, maybe a plant? I don't know.
It would something that would be in the sky.
Yeah. A bird, maybe.
Okay. So,
Some sort of bird?
spend that fate point.
Okay.
A creature that's sort of a bird, it has the body of some manner of bird of prey, like a eagle, but it has the head of a deer with sharp, sharp teeth, and it lunges for the guy on the horse and is just, they're intertwined, falling towards the ground.
All right.
If you had occult, you could look up what that creature is.
I forget the name of that creature, but I think I know what it is.
It's definitely one that would live in this place.
Okay.
It likes hearts.
It likes what?
It likes to eat hearts.
Ah, okay.
So that was your intervention from something that was flying by.
Awesome. So, is Antonio moving to help?
Yeah, you have a
Where?
comrade that's down there.
If not, I'll move to help Vieri.
All right.
So I'll move towards Vieri.
So darting down towards Vieri, you end up landing on the top of their temple, which is entirely made of a mixture of bone and strange black stones.
I'm bleeding.
And yes. Ow.
Okay.
My apologies, my friend. I may have gotten us killed or worse.
All right. I will use some of the scraps that I tore up from the birds, my juggling birds, to try to stop the bleeding.
All right. Do a academics check or a nature lore check. I'd say either one is appropriate. If you don't have either, just roll a straight roll.
I have academics.
Okay.
1. Oh boy. -1.
Oh. You're trying to bandage her up, and in handling her wing, you actually aggravate it further. Oh boy. And you're bleeding more.
Sorry, friend.
I'll probably make a draconic kind of unhappy sound.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Remind me if we get out of this to take a draconic anatomy class or something.
It would be very different, yeah.
So, sorry.
Right.
Did I take any more wound points, or did it just hurt a lot?
No, I'm going to say that your next roll that does... I'm going to say it's me creating an advantage against you as the GM, basically. So I can invoke it to get a +2 against you. I think that's a way to make it work, because now it really, really hurts. Although I guess your aspect kind of already was doing that anyway, so it's needless, but yeah, it's agitated more. So you're lying there bleeding, your wing is really hurting.
So what's the status now of the guy we're fighting?
You don't see him.
No. Okay, fair enough.
Plus, at least.
I guess I'll fly down then with I'll fly back down with Vieri and
Where are you flying down to?
The roof of the temple?
yeah, wherever that's where Vieri is, isn't he?
I thought you guys already landed on the temple.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. I guess I sort of missed that part. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll look at Vieri and go, that looks like that hurts.
Yes.
I'll turn to Antonio and hand him the scraps of cloth that are remaining.
No,
Sorry.
no, I'm fine. I'll manage. Just out of curiosity, Megan, is my nature diametrically opposed to this environment? That's the life aspect of H.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's uncomfortable. Kind of like there's something itchy just nagging at you the whole time. It's like you're mildly allergic to it.
I think I'll turn back into my my human form.
All right, you do so. And the wing goes away for now, so at least it doesn't hurt. Other than this sort of aching in the back of your mind, almost.
So it's like an internal injury now.
Yeah. Not really pleasant. Like, sort of on your back almost, but inside.
So we're walking to the tree now?
Well,
And you're on top of a very tall building.
yes, I'm uncertain as to what to do next, given, and he'll kind of gesture with his chin towards the throng of self-flagellating worshippers below. I do not believe we're, well, I am not in any shape to confront them at the moment.
I'm sure
Perhaps
you join in.
What?
I'm sure they'd be happy for you to join in.
Yes, perhaps the two of you might fare better.
Are they using just normal whips?
Some of them are, but others are. It's like they're using their own magic to do so. They're manifesting black energy
Mhm.
and having that tear through their flesh.
I'm just
So
looking for a possible weapon.
And there's sometimes like Italian and other languages spoken by these individuals, but most of it is some sort of just very foul black tongue that you hear.
So I just want to confirm, have we decided, I'm saying this to the group, have we decided we're in hell?
If it's not, yes, I think so.
Right. And this is the greater truth that that guy up there was talking about?
Yeah, I don't buy it.
All right, is the only way out through that tree, or do we...
We don't know.
We don't know. We could pick up Vieri together and fly towards the tree.
Yes.
That'd be awkward, though, if we get in another dogfight. If we get into another aerial fight, though.
Can I see down to the worshippers?
You can.
Is anybody in the back row, the very back of the group, using a whip? Physical whip?
Yeah.
Okay. I basically say, stay here, guys. I'll be right back. And I'm going to go back to air... Well, I guess I was air form. And I'll try to come up behind that person and grab their whip.
So, am I the only person with an actual weapon?
No, I assume I have my sword, but I felt like...
No, that makes sense. You would. So you're trying to grab a whip. Are you trying to be stealthy or just going and plucking it?
Stealthy up to the point of getting right behind them.
Okay.
And then,
So make a stealth check and see if he notices. Oh, with a -1.
yeah. Let's see. So it's a -1. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Mhm.
-2. Yep.
Okay. So he looks at you and says, "Friend, if you need a whip, there are plenty to go around, and others who wield magics which may aid you in your quest." So he tries to grab you.
Yeah.
You can try to dodge out of the way if you desire to. He
Okay.
got a 0.
Huh?
He got a 0.
Okay.
Macabre. It's the dance of the macabre.
+4 athletics.
All right, so you dodge out of the way. And he sort of turns to one of the bullmen who has a bunch of whips and tries to get his attention, saying, "We have a new follower who is in need of a device that will lead him to greater enlightenment." And the bullman looks at you and sort of goes, "Ugh," and tosses you one.
And I smile and say thanks. And
Then fly away.
yeah, fly away.
Ask and thou shalt receive.
Exactly.
Guys, it is 3:42 for me here. This
Okay.
seems like it might be a good point to break.
Wait, we're gonna stop in hell?
Apparently so.
Well, next session could be real short. Total party kill.
Actually, as you're walking away, there is a few more interesting things that you see. So you regroup. I imagine you head towards the tree in that direction.
Yeah.
You feel for a moment like there's water just kind of got splashed on your face. It's weird, but there's no water. You see an area that appears to be a feeding place for these things, where they are feasting on what you can only imagine are souls, but they're people that are being eaten just alive, raw.
Lovely.
Yep. And they're just filling like pig troughs with them and eating them out of that. So yeah, it's a pretty fantastic place.
Yep.
I have led us into the bowels of hell.
You have a part of it.
Good job.
Yeah. I blame Megan. Stop going to bed. You know, on a full stomach.
Yes.
Needs the
definitely.
bad things.
The key is how are you going to get out now?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think the tree sounds the best way, but it sounds like we'll have to work on that when next we meet.
Yep. I will let you make one more notice check before I call it a day, though.
All of us, or
Yep.
just
I forget his
No.
notice is
Plus
3.
one.
+1.
minus?
Not really standing out to you in all this mess.
+2.
+2. I'll give you that you here and there have noticed some very ornate, maybe religious symbols or arcane symbols on some of the stonework.
Mm-hmm.
And then you stop and look around. It's all the stones have writing on them. Very much. It's like this whole place is some manner of strange book almost with the amount of writing, but it's not in a language that you recognize.
Interesting.
So I'll leave you with that tidbit.
Ooh, alrighty.
All right.
All right.
Next week, and we get out of hell.
Maybe.
So trapped here.
Venetian hell.
Just hoping we're just in, the deep part of purgatory. But,
Yeah, we're actually in in hell's waiting room.
yeah.
It is a very long waiting room. Well, I'm going to stop.